Welcome into Wednesday's edition of Quick Picks, and an edition where we can say we hit a parlay last night. Shout out chat, shout out Che, shout out the Astros. We hit a parlay, 8-1. We needed it. Let's see if we can run it back. Also, really quickly, obviously we hit our parlay. I obviously on the show talked about my featured parlay. And all I needed was Tatis to get that hit that was ruled an error. I want your unbiased opinion. Do you think...
Unbiased, I thought it was an error.
You thought it was an error?
Because the video, shout out David Sasser for sending that video of it. I was watching the Cubs game live, and Shohei hit almost the exact same ball, and it was ruled an error E5. So, like, if he fields that cleanly, does he make the play? Like, I don't know. It certainly would have been tough, and he could have beaten it out. But that's a tough break because that's one that is probably a coin flip. But I asked Clemmer, and Clemmer said that's an error.
Yeah, I just really wanted you to say it was a hit so that we could sit here and bitch together for a little while. But it's okay. It's a new day. It was a tough loss. Between that one and then the day before, I had a big one that I needed a Bo Bichette last hit on.
I always want to side with the people on that, but like even myself, like I will put out some questionable calls from time to time if I have bet them, but in my heart of hearts, sometimes I know they're not full bores. There's one going around on the internet. I've been asked to weigh in on like 30 times, and it's like a rebound that was supposed to be a Santi Aldama rebound.
Okay.
And this was from like a couple days ago, that was graded as a steal. And what's tough is like I actually agree with calling it a steal just with how the NBA scored it this year. It was an alley-oop pass. It went off the back of the rim. Aldama grabs the ball, which should be a rebound, but it was very clearly a pass by Dante Exum that just went awry. So yeah, all those judgment calls, like you want to side with the people because like I've been there and you know you want to fight for your stuff, but like yeah, if I'm being objective, like that one probably not a hit. The Aldama one, like probably not a rebound.
It's okay. I have another featured parlay today. We'll talk about that later because I want to win.
You going every day with the future parlays?
I'm trying to. I mean, I'm putting them up there. I've been feeling good about my baseball picks. I mean, I've been missing them like by like the skin of my teeth. A lot of bad breaks going my way. Yes.
Chat is a little confused right now. They are talking about LeBron yesterday. I just want to clarify, LeBron's over 7.5 was on rebounds, not assists. So that like did cash.
Yeah.
They were just a little confused thinking it was assists. I want to clarify for them. Che, you had over 7.5 rebounds. That was a winner parlay hit.
That's what we put out last night, right?
Yeah,
it was
parlay,
100%.
Yeah, parlay hit.
I'm just helping them out.
We're on a new day. I'll go ahead. I'll give my
11,
pick.
I think.
I'm taking Corbin
Dominated
Carroll over 1.5 total bases, and you guys will probably see me be taking a lot of player props that involve him. He is second in the league in total bases behind none other than Aaron Judge, and I think he's completely back from the anomaly that was last year. Little sprinkle on the top. He's hitting .667 off the pitcher he faces tonight, Taj Bradley, and he has a home run off of him. So go ahead, give me Corbin Carroll over 1.5 total bases.
I am in the association. I would have went Rockets money line. It's a little bit. The line was -1 last night. It's -3.5 now. I'm obviously I'm big on the Rockets. I have a 100-1 ticket on them to win the West. If they get to the conference finals, I'll probably hedge out. But this series has been very fun. I think whoever wins this series will go to the conference finals and definitely give probably OKC or the Clippers or Nuggets a run for their money. But in this game, I'm looking at one vet. I'm probably going to put out a few plays for this game, to be honest. My favorite one is probably Fred VanVleet over 13.5 points. He was horrible. I believe he was 2 for 13 from downtown, like 3 for 15 or maybe even 3 for 18 overall. He's not going to do that again. He's a guy with championship medal who is a veteran guy. He's been there before. You know, you talk about the Rockets don't have the experience, all that stuff. Not him. He played, I believe it was like 38 minutes in game one. I expect him to play, you know, a similar load. They had an 8-man rotation that was pretty tight. Everyone played like right around 20 minutes or more. He's a starting point guard. They're going to need him to anchor. He's a good defender. He just missed a lot of open shots. I expect a lot more of those to fall tonight. I expect him to shoot it in the 13 to 16 range, and I think that's pretty good for 14 points. So give me FVV 14 plus.
And what is the chat's pick to round out our parlay?
Going back to the ice, Oilers money line at Kings. Los Angeles has been a tough place for road teams, but Oilers look good in the end of the third period, so they're going to go with Oilers plus 105 on the money line.
All right, and that parlay pays out
plus 576.
576. I would love to hit back-to-back parlays. I don't know about you.
Would be nice. How we feeling going into? So I watched almost a full baseball game yesterday. The Cubbies are fun to watch.
Fun team.
I think the wind was blown out last night. Obviously the Dodgers are a fun team. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei. What is as someone who's like actually seriously getting into baseball and watching baseball, what are your favorite parts to watch about the game? Because I am trying to genuinely become, and the Cubs are in first place.
So one thing that I really enjoy, I've mentioned on the show that a lot of people don't, is pitchers duels. Like, yep. I love whenever you have just two bulldogs going at it. You have these, major league hitters that just should be able to crush balls, but for some reason these pitchers are just putting them balls wherever they want them. I love that. That's a great thing to watch for. Obviously, I mean, like any diving play, double play, like I think
sure.
you know the stuff to look for to really enjoy the game.
But like going into so if it's not a good pitcher's duel, are you not looking forward to that game? Because I like to see the dingers.
No, ideally I either would love a pitcher's duel where it's like just 0-0 going in like to the ninth, or I want just Yahtzee. I want bombs. I want fireworks. Like I don't mind watching just like a casual game where it's like, 3-4, one pitcher gave up 3 earned runs, the other one gave up 4 earned runs, whatever. But that's just like, I think that's just one of the 162 games. I want the excitement.
It's too many games. The baseball's too many games. I don't really follow hockey too much, but hockey is too many games. Basketball's too many games. Football has it right where it's, I don't want 17 basketball games, but like if basketball was like 55 games or 60 games, where it just mattered more. 162 games in baseball. And I get they play like 6 out of 7 days a week for the most part.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm one of those that I don't really mind.
Is it background noise in the house all the time? You get home, throw the game on, and go about your lives and check in and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it just keeps me in check in the summertime. It feels like whenever you're like a high school athlete and like your main sport is like basketball, but you run track just to like keep yourself like in shape for the rest of the sports that you're going to play.
I do like the home run parlays, though.
Yeah.
And DraftKings has the no sweats every day for the home runs. Just doing those plays, that has been a fun way to get acquainted with the game.
Speaking of fun parlays over at the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Speak on it.
You should go check mine out. It's featured. I have Pena, Terang, and Carroll, all 2+ hits, runs, or RBIs, and that pays out at plus 424 last time I looked. Again, I've been missing it by like the skin of my teeth. This is what I like to call the road to redemption after last night. I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm going to be watching baseball with my husband tonight on our anniversary.
Tomorrow is the NFL.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. I was waiting for Che to do that.
Happy anniversary. How many years?
We're 9 years married.
9 years. There you go.
Yep.
How many?
That's a full baseball game.
We do the 999 challenge for the 9 years that we're married with 9 dogs and 9 beers tonight. How romantic.
How deep do you think you can get into the 999 challenge?
I think I could get at least for 6 beers down, but once I got the 6 beers down, maybe 3 hot dogs before I take the bite of the 4th one and just vomit. I'm just not like I'm a picker when I eat. Like I'm not very good at like having a full stomach.
I'm not criticizing you. I'm trying to think earnestly like how far I could get in it.
I think I could drink the 9 beers with no problem.
Yeah.
But it's just it's the eating with the drinking that screws me up.
Right.
And 9 hot dogs, it's just a lot of hot dog.
It's a lot. I think I did 9 hot dogs or maybe 10 hot dogs for the Yak on opening day a couple years ago when we had a hot dog eating competition. It felt horrible after. That's just immobile.
Yeah.
But it is a fun idea to kind of pace yourself throughout. But the fact that Deutsch did that in, I think he did it in 1 inning
I'm
or maybe
sure.
2 innings.
He just got a
and
bottomless
then-
pit
He
as a
finished
first
it by
stomach.
before the 3rd inning ended.
That's insane.
Jesus Christ. And then he did the case race last night. His legendary stuff.
He probably did all the beers at one time and then just got the hot dogs and sat and ate them, I would assume. He seems like one of those that just downs them all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was quick picks. Make sure you
Wait, we got to remind people NFL draft tomorrow.
yeah.
NFL draft props are in the
good call,
DraftKings
Che.
Sportsbook.
Good call.
There is a section of Barstool's favorite bets. Check them out. My favorite bet is the Raiders to draft an offensive lineman with their first pick. So if it comes out, my final mock draft was just released about 2 hours ago.
Graphic
So go
looks
check
great.
that out. Thank you. Shout out to Matt Henkel for putting that together. He's the best. So check that out. Bet on the draft. It's going to be fun. We're obviously streaming it tomorrow night. Coach Gruden, Brandon, myself, Liam Blutman, Frank the Tank, a bunch of others, including Megan. So tune into that. It's 8 Eastern, 7 Central on our all Barstool channels.
Absolutely. And make sure you tune in to the DraftKings Sportsbook so that you can go be a part of the Barstool betting group where you can bet our parlay today. And hopefully we'll hit another one for you guys. Also, shout out to props.cash for giving us great visuals every day for our bets. And Ghost Energy, it's natural. They're transparent. 200 milligrams of caffeine. Delicious flavors for everyone to enjoy. And you can check out the full lineup at drinkghost.com.
One more thing. I gave us play out maybe a month ago, 5 weeks ago on here. Anthony Edwards won Clutch Player of the Year at 50-1. They're announcing it tonight. I'm a little skeptical. It looks like Jalen Brunson is the heavy favorite, but he did play the minimum number of games. So hopefully Anthony Edwards has one more total clutch point than him, so we will see. But that is going to be announced tonight around 7 Eastern, 6 Central. So tune in. That would be the biggest hit of my life if that hit as far as dollar value.
Well, I will be rooting for you, Che, and I'll also be rooting for everyone else to go put the parlay in and ride with us so that we get another one in for tomorrow. We'll be back. Let's win a parlay.
See you guys.